Okay, you guys, so I just want to share this with you. So I just want to share why, and I finally got enlightened to as to why that terrorist attack, that 18-year-old, why her story or what happened to her really bothered me and really pulled at my heartstrings. Why was I couldn't understand why was I so focused on her until my son. I had a conversation with my son a couple of nights ago, and he told me exactly why it is, and he's exactly right. And I'm going to share this story with you guys. So in 2015, I was living in California. I had 3 children with my husband, and I decided to leave him. Okay, so moved to the East Coast with no money in my pocket, being homeless here and there. Ended up staying with my dad, making $10 an hour. And of course, quite naturally, your children are going to go to a new school. So my daughter became friends with this girl. Okay, she always talk about this girl, always talk about this girl. And and I thought it was a good thing because, being that, I was filing for divorce and everything, I'm like, okay, this is a good thing. Okay, she got somebody, even though the father and I are not. So I told her, I said, well, you know what, bring this girl to me. Bring her to me. I said, let me meet her. Let me meet her after school because, I would pick up my daughter from after school. So she came to the car and, her energy just really bubbly. I didn't get no negative vibes off of her. No negative vibes. So my daughter was like, well, Mom, she said she want to braid my hair. I said, okay, y'all set up the date and time and I, drop you off. So sure enough, we got the date and time. I drop off I drive to the house, knock on the door because I'm not going to drop my daughter off without knowing what's inside. Y'all, Lord and behold, when I opened that door, it was like a trap house. Now, it is said that her mother is a reformed prostitute and crackhead, but then other people were saying that the lady was still, engaging in that. I did not find out about that until after my daughter had her hair done. So I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to leave her there. My daughter was getting micros. I stayed there all day. So when the young lady got finished doing my daughter hair, I said, okay, so let's walk outside. So we went outside. She walked me to the car and I gave her the money. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I gave her a little bit more than what. She said, I'm glad you didn't give the money to me in front of my mom because my mom takes my money. And I intuitively felt that. So I said, okay, fine. So my daughter and I hopped in the car. I'm driving home. And I told my daughter, I said, listen, she's a beautiful girl. She's a beautiful person. I said, however, the only contact you can have with her is when you go to school. I don't mind y'all talking on the phone. I said, but outside of that, it's a no-go. Of course, my daughter was upset, and I had explained to her why. It's the environment. It's not her. It's the environment. So, Lord and behold, like I said, she will call the house and everything. And whenever she calls, she will always be like, hi, Ma, how you doing? That's what she will call me and everything. So one day, my daughter just came to me. My daughter was like, Ma, I've been trying to call her for days and days. She's not answering my phone call. I'm not seeing her in school, X, Y, and Z. And I told my daughter, I said, well, did y'all fall out? And my daughter was like, no. I said, well, is it some he say, she say stuff? My daughter was like, no, because girls can be catty or whatever. So to make a long story short, one day I was on Facebook and this story came across. And I'm looking at the picture, I'm looking at the picture, I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, damn, no. So I called my daughter in the room. I said, is this who I think it is? My daughter looked at that picture and she let out this blood-gurging, gut-wrenching scream. It was the girl. It was her friend. And you know why she made that scream? That girl met a man at a hotel. He was soliciting her. They say she was prostituting. And he beheaded her. Beheaded her, put her body in some case or some luggage or whatever. The girlfriend came and picked him up. She claims that she did not know that it was a body in that suitcase because he told her that it was luggage. Needless to say, he buried the body in her backyard. What if my daughter didn't listen to me? And she would have been one of them hard-headed type of kids and went off with their friends. 17 now. Went off with the friends, would have hung out with her anyway and get caught up in a crossfire or something like that. What if she didn't listen to me? I guess in a sense, I did not realize how that story, how that young lady, that the incident with her, I did not realize how it impacted me until my son mentioned to me that this is why you're feeling that way. And when my daughter seen her picture, my daughter yelled out, why did she not listen? Why did she not wait? And the reason why she said that was because I told the young lady, okay, at 18, you can come stay with me. We'll get you going. You can come stay with me. Didn't work that way. This is why when that mother made that post, that young lady mother made that post to listen to your parents. This is why I just like went right behind her and said the same thing. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I'm going to be 10 toes down, 2 hands in, 10 fingers in for parents and being in support of parents who trying to steer their child right. I don't care what y'all call it, what you call it, victim blaming, whatever. I don't look at it as victim blaming because the mother put it out there. I'm just reiterating what she's saying to everybody else. Somebody else also put on my post talking about, this was God's will. It was a warning. No. They put, it was God's will. Why would he give a warning? God gave plenty of warnings. I don't know what Bible you're reading from. I'm more of a spiritualist. I don't really do religion. But I do know in the Bible that God gave warnings plenty of times. The flood, Sodom and Gomorrah, the Jews leaving Egypt, the plague upon the land. He gave warnings plenty of times. The thing is, it's your free will to decide what it is that you're going to do. That's what it is. That's what it is. And what's so sad is, let's say what I just told y'all was happening right now, and I came online and I said, my daughter, is friends with this girl, and she this and she that and blah, blah, blah this, and I don't want my daughter around her. You know what y'all would have said? You're judging. You're not being fair. You're judging. Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm a judge when it comes down to my kids. I sure am. Who are you to tell any parents that they're judging? I'm a judge when it comes down to my children. I had them, not you. It's my responsibility as a parent. God gave them to me. But that's what y'all would have did because y'all did this. This is some type of new age type of thinking. I don't know. It's really weird to me, I'm just gonna leave that alone. But yeah, that's why. And I just did not realize how that young lady, what happened to her. I did not realize how it impacted me like that. I had no clue until my son told me, and I'm just really bothered. Like I am really concerned, and concerned for the mother, because it's one thing to tell a child not to, don't do this and don't do that, and then they do it and something happens and then you can't even speak to them about it. You know how like back in the days when a kid would do something, well, not even back in the days, but if a child, went and did something and the cops come and bring them to the house and now you got to talk to the child. Imagine not even being able to have that type of closure and ask, why did you do it? That's and then to never even, the holidays, like New Year's Eve, like, can you imagine that? Every year you will be struck with that in your mental space. I mean, that's all I got to say y'all about this.